On the spot. Shield your eyes. Jeff Gerstmann sending Twisted Metal flying in every direction with Burnout Revenge, and Brian Eckberg serving up 100-mile-an-hour overheads with Top Spin 2, both for the Xbox 360. Also, Ricardo Torres is throwing fireballs at your face with Dragon Ball Z Shin Budokai for the PSP, and Kerry Guskos has the latest on the Independent Games Festival. Tim Surratt strolls through Midway's recent press event, and we all flash back to the NES one more time. Buckle up, we're live and on the spot. Hello, everyone. Welcome to On the Spot. I am Rich Gallup, your host, and this is GameSpot's crazy live show. We do every Thursday at 4 o'clock Pacific, play some new games, talk to some editors, take your questions. Jeff Gerstmann, how are you, sir?
I'm great, man.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm fantastic.
Wonderful.
Yeah. For a change.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
I'm happy. I'm excited.
I'm glad we have you here to capture this moment.
Yeah.
Later on, or within moments, actually, you're going to be playing Burnout Revenge for the Xbox 360.
And that's part of why I'm so excited.
Yeah, because that's going to be a lot of fun. I think we should just do that for the whole show.
Yeah,
maybe. But we can't, because we also have Ryan Davis and Ricardo Torres standing by to play Dragon Ball Z Shin Budokai for the PSP. Brian Eckberg's going to be here, play Top Spin 2 for the Xbox 360.
Tennis, sure.
Yeah, all kinds of tennis. Kerry Guskos is going to come on, talk about the Independent Games Festival, play some Darwinia.
Little tennis, right on. Yeah.
Other stuff going on. We're going to see the Midway press event. Tim Surratt's going to run around there. We're going to give away 12 beta copies of Auto Assault. It comes in a PC box, so you can say, like, oh, I got the game.
I got the game, but then it says full version of game not included.
It's just the beta. But, yeah, there's that. What else have we got going on?
All
the
kinds
Nintendo
of business.
thing.
Yeah, little...
Also, big news. Big news.
Whoa.
Big news.
Big news?
Big news. Next week on the Spot, this page you're on right now, it's going to be brand new.
Brand new page.
We're going to have a brand new page. We're going to have a brand new movie player. We're going to have all kinds of amazingness happening on this page.
Okay, all right. I didn't know that. I'm surprised.
And as a gesture of good faith, now that our paid subscribers have the chat room, everyone who is a registered member of GameSpot can now send us questions to the show.
Right on.
Everyone. If you are signed up for GameSpot, if you have a username on GameSpot,
one of our subscriber memberships or a regular registered user, all that stuff.
Welcome to the On the Spot family. We can say.
Sure.
Use the bottom of the page to send us your questions. We'll get them here. It'll be fun.
Through the magic of cellular technology.
Exactly. We will read them
Proper
here.
science.
Exactly. Yeah. It'll be a good time.
Right on.
Cool.
Can I wreck cars now?
Yeah.
All right.
The game is Burnout Revenge. It is for the Xbox 360. This game's out soon.
Yeah, this game's out next week. So this is actually the version that they sent us to review. Whether or not it's final remains to be seen. But basically, yeah, this game is pretty much done. And there's some crashing. That's a good look at how the cars come apart now.
So let's say I have the game for the Xbox.
Like you do. I know for a fact that you do.
Will I see anything new playing this game on the Xbox 360?
Well, I think the biggest change is graphical. It might not be the huge change that you'd expect from a game like Project Gotham or something like that. But this game definitely looks better than the Xbox version, better than the PS2 version. But in terms of gameplay, in terms of content, it's almost identical. They added some new crash junctions and stuff like that, but it's still the same fantastic Burnout experience that you're used to off the Xbox and PS2.
Cool. And right now you're running through the Eternal City.
Yeah, I am, and this is a road rage event. And there's a guy that I need to blast here.
Do it.
The other major change to the game is online. The way they put it, actually, when first time you hit the Xbox Live menu, it plays a little video to kind of tell you what's going on. The way they put it is that they've given it a very long memory. And basically how it'll work is it'll keep track of how many times you take someone out, how many times someone takes you out, and it'll use that to establish rivals, much like you have in the offline game, in the single-player game, where it'll say, this is your revenge rival. It'll store that between races. So you'll build up long-standing rivalries, ideally, with other racers out there. You'll be able to go back and forth, and some of the achievements are tied into that, like, settle the score with someone 100 times, which that's going to take some time.
Yeah, once or twice. The questions are all flying in right now, and I'd like to thank everyone for sending them, and everyone is asking me what is new. So we've covered the graphics.
Yeah, the graphics, the sound, completely different, which you wouldn't expect. But that was like a big surprise to me the first time I heard the game, I guess, is that a whole lot of the sound effects are completely different. Everything from just the roar of the engines, and I just keep stacking into stuff. The roar of engines to like time ticking down, the sound when a medal appears on the screen after you win it, all that stuff's different. And a lot of it is really cool. Like there's just they really went all out with the 5-1 effects and stuff. And really went crazy with it. So there's just a whole lot of really neat looking surround effects. This is another one of the features they added. Previous Burnout games actually had this already, and they removed it. This is the full-fledged replay feature, and you can actually record 30-second clips, up to 30 seconds, and save them to your hard drive.
Can you change camera angles or anything, or is it just...
well, once you've saved the clip and you're viewing the clip back, you can change from there, so you don't really position it in the clip. It's up to the viewer to kind of set that stuff up. Then you can share the clips online with other people, and there are actually some achievements tied to that stuff as well.
Now, obviously, the game has not been reviewed yet, so we can't make too many judgment calls. I just had a question here. It's from Alex, I believe, in St. Louis. He wanted to know, can you compare the graphics of the car models to something like PGR3, or...?
They're very shiny, like PGR3s. I think I'd probably say that the PGR car models are a little cleaner, a little higher poly. These do look nice, though. They look very nice.
Cool. And why is everyone asking questions about like frame rate and stuff? What are they doing?
The frame rate is really smooth.
Is it?
Saw it chop up a couple of times here and there when there are big crashes on screen and stuff. But yeah, it's got a great sense of speed. Works really well.
What about the crash mode? Any changes to the crash mode?
Crash mode, they took out the golf swing mechanic.
Really?
Yeah, like you used to have to, it was like a 3-click system to determine your power off the line, and they changed that stuff to now you just get the best start every time. I guess they figured that, anyone that wasn't getting the best start probably just sort of hit retry until they got the best start again. So as a result, now you just get the best start all the time.
I use the swing meter. I mean, actually, there's some times where like I didn't want the
that did happen a couple times. So there you go.
Cool. And right now we are playing the game in standard definition. So Joe Berger from Middleborough, Massachusetts, he wants to know, how does the game look in standard definition? Can you tell the difference between the two? Sharp looks good.
Yeah.
Cool. And it looks like they changed the menus a little bit here.
A little bit, yeah. Just a generic kind of freshening up throughout the menus and that sort of stuff. But all the same stuff is there, and it all works basically identically. And the loading screens, as you see here, they move now. Crazy.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah, crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Any new cars?
Yeah, there's an Xbox 360 car.
Is it really? I was asking that. I was just
right off the bat. Yeah, and I believe there are a couple additional
was that the
cars
one that was
as
in
well.
The menu back,
yeah,
back
there's some on the loading menus you see have the Xbox 360 logo on the side and stuff like that.
Cool. Well, we're gonna have you back later on in the show.
Okay.
And I want to play some more of this.
All right. Sounds good.
Your job until we have you back is to think of the ultimate best level you want to show and blow people's wigs back.
All right.
All right.
I'll split some wigs.
You got some time.
All right. Oh, okay. All right.
Because right now, actually standing by, we have Ryan Davis and Ricardo. What's going on over there, fellas?
Thank you, Rich. Thank you, Jeff. Burnout looking awesome. Right now, I'm here with GameSpot Senior Editor Ricardo Torres. Ricardo, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
You are here showing off Dragon Ball Z Budokai, Shin Budokai for the PSP.
Yes.
Now, this is the latest in Bandai's fighting game series based on the anime series. Atari. It said Bandai on the screen. So this is the latest in Atari's Dragon Ball Z fighting game series. My first question, just right off the bat, is this more similar to Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3 or Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi?
Glad you asked.
Okay, good. I was afraid that was going to be an awkward moment.
No. If you look here, because we're just going to hop right in, there is no weird camera angles.
Fantastic. You're looking at it from a sideways, just a proper fighting game perspective.
Yes, and you've got pretty much the fighting system that they've been messing around with since the very first one. It's been tweaked some, obviously.
So we're still looking at like really accessible.
Totally. You got to build up your little meters and whatnot, and you can do your craziness, and it's all good. All the combos are in here.
So is it still like cool throws and stuff?
Yeah, I'll try and do one if it's on.
If Krone will let you.
And he's not.
So he's giving you the AI giving you some business. Oh, yeah. He just kicked you hard in the face.
Yeah, there's some new stun things that go on, which depending there we go.
A little throw, we'll spin him around.
Woot. Yeah, I mean like if you like the ones on the PS2. You're not going to have any trouble getting into this one. You'll notice that graphically there isn't a whole lot that's missing.
No, this looks really good. The little kind of glow effects around the characters looks really nice. There seems to be like a way to give them the business. Good stuff. So we just saw just a regular straight-on one-on-one fight.
Yep.
What else? What other sort of crazy modes can we check out here?
Someone points them out to you right here.
Okay.
You get ranked at the end of each fight.
Okay.
Based on, obviously, you see those 3 factors. You earn Zenny.
Zenny, the international currency
Yes.
of video games. Everyone loves Zenny.
Not to be confused with rupees.
Forget rupees.
So, and what you see here is as you go through the different chapters
Yeah.
in the Dragon Road, your characters are going to open up new transformation stages. So that basically means
What is a transformation stage?
it's sort of an alternate form.
Okay.
It's better than an alternate costume, right? So here you basically see the layout for what the Dragon Road looks like. It's just a bunch of fighters that go that way. Later on in the different chapters, you're going to see like branches.
Okay, so the Dragon Road, to be clear, this is like the story mode in the
Totally.
game? Okay, so you're following along sort of a loose narrative, just tying together a bunch of these fights.
Totally.
Okay.
The other thing that is a little different from the console games is there isn't quite as much audio. Like
Okay.
you hear the fighters sort of like during the match.
Right.
But you'd have like the really awesome narration.
Right.
At the beginning now.
Okay, so they've trimmed up some of the
They have.
some of the voice acting in here, but you're still going to get plenty of battle cries.
Totally.
So we're looking at the main menu here.
We are.
What do I see? Network battle, I have to say, is jumping out at me.
And it should.
Okay.
Basically, Network Battle is 2 players.
Okay.
You just turn it on, you go into it, you can look for an opponent, and then boom, you're in.
Now, are we? Can I ask if this is infrastructure? Are we talking over the air? Or are we talking?
We're talking
local.
the
Okay.
local air, not,
Okay.
not the international air.
So ad hoc, if I can see you, I can play against you.
Yes.
All right.
And if you go into the, oops, wrong menu. If you go into the profile card, what you see is a shop.
Okay.
And you use the Zenny that you earn to buy these different things. This is kind of a funky addition to it.
Okay.
It mixes kind of the, not exactly the gamer card, although it does have your stats that
Okay.
you've seen on Xbox Live, with scrapbooking.
Who doesn't love scrapbooking? Wait, what?
Because basically, if you go into, let me find it.
While you find it, can I
Sure.
shoot some questions at you?
You can.
Okay, Douglas Lee from Calgary, Canada wants to know, how does the game compare to other PSP fighters such as Darkstalkers or Street Fighter?
It compares more to the 3D fighters that we know on consoles, kind of like the DBZ games. The fighting system is, depending on your tastes, it's more accessible than either one of those, right?
Right.
There's less buttons to worry about. It's basically a 4-button system with the shoulders sort of taking duties for dodging and building up your ki.
So we're looking at a much more streamlined experience. It's not going to be as technical as either of those games. You keep doing what you're doing. I'm going to throw
I'm
more
actually
questions.
ready to show you.
Oh, show me, please. I'm sorry.
So you have this image, which
Okay.
right now is like the Dragon Ball Z logo.
Okay.
And once you hop in there, oops.
Once you hop in there in Japan.
Once you hop in there in Japan, you have a collection of different stamps that you can use,
Okay.
and you basically arrange them around. Actually, I don't have any unlocked, but basically, this thing that you see here is sort of your calling card.
Okay.
And you can get different images, and you decorate it with stamps. There's a bunch that you can trick it out.
So it's a little personalization avatar kind of thing.
It's a little weird because it's a little bit like scrapbooking, but it's cool for the kids.
So that is just one of the cool new features that we can expect to see in
Yes.
Dragon Ball Z Shin
Budokai.
Budokai for the PSP from Atari.
Yes.
Very cool. Preview of this.
Is already up on the site.
Live on the site right now. Very cool. Ricardo, thanks for coming by and showing this to us.
Anytime.
Next up, we've got a little glimpse of Midway's press event that they had earlier this week. A lot of cool games there, and I believe we have Tim Surratt there to kind of guide us through it. Take it away.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Tim Surratt from GameSpot News. You may remember me from The Last Word. We got the Sunset Strip right up there, Santa Monica Boulevard down there. That means we're in Los Angeles, right in front of the House of Blues. Midway's doing a Gamers Day. Let's go check out what they got for 2006. So Midway's got a bunch of new games coming out for 2006. One is a sequel to a big one from 2004, NBA Ballers. It's called NBA Ballers Phenom. It's coming out for the Xbox and PlayStation 2. They got it playable here on the widescreen. We got our own Justin Calvert here trying it out. Hey Justin, what do you think of the game so far?
It's cool. I've only been playing for a few minutes, but yeah, so far it's pretty cool. I'm losing though.
Tell us something against Dwayne Wade, real quick.
Okay.
Hey, they don't have much basketball in Britain. What do you say? Let's go check out some other games, man. As you know, Midway has a big back catalog of old school arcade games. One I want us to bring back for the current gen is Rampage Total Destruction. It's coming out for PlayStation and GameCube for $19.95. There'll be 30 monsters instead of 3. And you basically just tear up the town like you did in the last one, but in full 3D. Midway's also got a bunch of sports titles coming out this year. This is Slugfest 2006, first time it's been around since 2004. It's coming out on current gen systems. Looks like we got the Angels versus the Tigers, and as you know, it's over-the-top action. You can juice your players up, rocket slide, and punch people in the face and beam people in the head. It's like regular baseball, basically. Another game that Midway is bringing back is Spy Hunter. So this one's called Nowhere to Run. It's starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who did mocap, lent his voice and likeness to it. He's got some shades on. He does a ton of crazy wrestling moves. Hope you will be able to see one here. It's got the interceptor again, the side spikes on the tires, hopefully some oil slick and some smoke screen like the old school one. Could turn into a motorcycle and a boat. And that's coming out for current gen systems sometime this summer with the movie. Check it out. One of the things Midway's doing this year is getting further into the PC market. They showed us UT 2007. Well, a trailer, a little demo. It looks really sweet. But in the meantime, we got Rise and Fall Civilizations at War. It's a brand new IP. It's coming out of the San Diego studio. And we got our own Brad Shoemaker playing it. Brad, give us the lowdown. What you think so far?
I'm running Cleopatra around. We got some Egyptians here, so this looks highly historical.
It looks like it spans a bunch of civilizations right here. Brad is playing the Egyptians, running Cleopatra around as usual. Midway also had a bunch of games they didn't show here today. They had a couple next-gen games coming out in 2007, one in late 2006. The Wheelman is going to be made into a movie at the same time as the game. That's coming out in 2007. It's a big, exciting product they're doing with Paramount, MTV, a bunch of other people. That's going to be starring Vin Diesel. It's called The Wheelman. Talked to CEO David Zucker. He said, you know, self-explanatory. So, you know, take what you will from that. Stranglehold is based on the John Woo movie, or the sequel to Hardboiled with Chow Yun-Fat. You got Chow Yun-Fat, this image, we saw it, it looks dope. If you like stuff blowing up, if you like to shoot stuff, if you like to shoot and see blood spray out of every single piece of a body, it's got that. You slide along the ground, you slide along tables, you slide along rolling carts. Goes in a museum, a Chinese restaurant in Chicago and Hong Kong. Looks like it's going to be really insane for all you martial arts fans and John Woo style action movies fans. It's going to be awesome. We're also going to do a couple kids games based on some Warner Brothers movies. We got Happy Feet, which is about a bunch of penguins. We don't know much else about the game. And we also got Ant Bully, which takes place among the insect world. You know, you're a shrunken down little guy and you're running around with the ants. For the PSP, they got NBA Ballers Rebound, which is their version of NBA Ballers on the Sony's handheld. And we also got Mortal Kombat Unchained, which is going to be Mortal Kombat Deception, but on the small screen it's going to have a bunch of stuff. And for all you Xbox Live arcade fans, I'm a fan, I know you guys are too. They're going to come out with Ultimate Mortal Kombat, Root Beer Tapper, you got Defender, you got Cyberball, and you got Paperboy. Paperboy's always been one of my favorites. You can look for those sometime this year. They didn't give any dates or specifics or prices, but that'll be out. That'll join Smash TV, Joust, Gauntlet, and that other one that I can't remember right now. I'm Tim Surf for GameSpot News. Thanks for hanging out with me. Take it away, guys, back in the studio.
Thank you, Tim Surratt. That was good. The man can hold a microphone.
Man, he gets around too. He sees a lot.
There were a lot of games at the Midway Press event. If you want previews, developer interviews, gameplay movies, trailers, etc., look around the site. I believe we have a flat page up for it right now.
Yeah, Midway flat page. Check it out.
And 30 monsters in Rampage. Sports editor Brian Eckberg.
That had me smiling, man. Yeah, that sounds great.
And you know what also sounds great is Top Spin 2 for the Xbox 360.
Sure it does. Sure it does.
And that is the game you brought with you.
Oh, yes. Yes, it's right here in front of me.
What a coincidence.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, Top Spin 2, of course. Tennis game, of course. And we're in it right now. I'm actually in the middle of a tournament. obviously, this being a tennis game, it's got a career mode. So I'm right in the middle of a tournament, and I just hit a nice little serve there.
So you're on the bottom of the screen?
I'm on the bottom there, and I'm
Now this is Topspin 2, the sequel to Topspin.
A very well-reviewed game on the Xbox.
Which was kicked out by who?
It was Indie Built, the same guys who made the AM3.
But was it published by Microsoft?
Yes, back in the day.
And now 2K has picked it up.
That's right. It was an XSN game back in the day.
Right. Oh,
right.
the Xbox Sports Network.
That's right.
Yes.
So now it's being published by 2K, and this is obviously the series debut on the Xbox 360. And as you can tell, it's a pretty sharp-looking game.
It looks great.
Yeah, it's and you know, a lot of the hallmarks of the Topspin series that began on the Xbox are here, especially in terms of control. The gameplay is very similar to how the original game plays, which is a good thing. It takes a little bit of getting used to because the controls can get fairly complex as you get more into the game. I just got beat there badly, but that's good because that means there's a lot of depth to the control.
Right.
So one of my favorite things of the controls is you have your standard shots, your lob shot, your slice shot, your topspin shot, all tied to the face buttons on the controller. But what they do that's interesting is that they introduce what's called a wrist shot, R-I-S-K.
Okay, not wrist.
Not wrist shot, but wrist shot to the series. And how you do that is you simply hold down the right trigger, and this is thrilling volley here.
Smash!
Yeah, so you hold down the right trigger and a little meter comes up. The idea being you want to press the button again at the top of the meter. You'll see it here as I press the button. And it goes by really fast, and the timing is really delicate. As you can see, you have to stop it at the top of that meter. If you do it correctly, you know you're gonna hit a great shot, but it's a wrist shot. If you don't get it right, and when you start out, you're gonna get it wrong more often than not. It's going to go out of bounds, or it's just going to hit the net, or something like that.
Man, this guy's working you.
Yeah, I never do good when I'm on the show and I have to talk.
That's fine.
We should just have me on here just playing.
Okay.
And then you can talk.
All right. So I'll talk right now. You play.
Yeah. Okay.
And actually, I'm just going to ask you a question.
Okay,
After
sure.
that point was over, there's a little thing that popped up in the corner that I saw on gameplay footage. It says attitude. What is that?
That's like a little. You can hit the one of the left or right buttons, and you can throw your racket, smash it on the ground, basically act like a spoiled brat. It's just a little.
And it has absolutely nothing to do with the outcome of the game, or.
No, I don't think. I haven't seen it have any effect.
Okay.
I mean, it's just a little fun thing you can do. See, here I am. Wow, that was a great shot. So I ran a little bit.
You're excited.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'm going to cancel out of this match to show everyone just the main career screen, so you can just get a feel for what it looks like.
Cool. All right. Well, as I said, GameSpot registered users use the form you see below this player to send us questions. Here's a question from Igor in Sacramento.
Hey, Igor.
California, what other differences does this game have from the original Topspin?
Actually, it's pretty similar. I mean, but that's a good thing in this case. I mean, I don't know the exact number of courts that are in the game, and I'm sure there's probably more pros this time around. But the essential gameplay modes are pretty much the same. Obviously, this is going to have more. Expanded online play, which I actually haven't seen yet. We're waiting to get a second copy of the game so we can check out the online. But
so John Marino's question in Dominican Republic: any new modes? We're getting there.
We're getting there.
We'll know once we play online.
Yeah, exactly. We definitely want to check out the online mode to see what kind of achievements are in the game and so forth, because I know that there's got to be more of that. One of the things that's cool here is I just finished my match, and you can assign stars. Basically attribute improvements to various parts of your game. So I just gave myself a little boost in one little aspect, and then we'll go to the main career mode.
While you do that, I'm going to keep firing questions at you.
Go for it.
Tim Goodchild from Surrey, UK. We are global, by the way.
I
here
tell
on
you,
the spot.
man.
From
I don't even know where the UK is.
It's that's where Justin's from.
Okay, gotcha.
He's from Surrey. Anyway, can you save a game mid-tournament? You had to play an entire Grand Slam in the original before saving.
Actually, absolutely you can. When we fired this game up for this demo, I was right in the middle of a tournament. I was in the semifinals, and I loaded it right up. And I believe you can jump out. I think you may have to finish the game, but I think in between rounds you can save the game and come back to it.
Cool.
So here we are in the main career mode. You have several coaches you can choose from. Obviously, different coaches give you different attribute, different things you can focus on. They're better at strength, or they're better at speed, and so forth. And just like a lot of tennis games, this goes on a schedule basis, week by week. So some 1 week you'll have a tournament that you can enter, and another week you may not be eligible. Your rank may not be high enough, or so forth, and you have to. Obviously, the goal is to become the best tennis player in the world. If we use the trigger buttons, you can see some of the unlockable things. Here's some. You start off with a Fila sponsorship that gives you some cash to spend on attributes and training and things like that. And as you unlock things and progress in the game, you'll unlock new sponsorships, more cash, which you can spend here on all sorts of different clothes and rackets and junk like that.
Cool. Well, we got to keep the show moving.
Absolutely.
All right, I have one last question for you.
Sure.
Because here at On the Spot, we're always about educating our viewers, and I feel like this is a great opportunity for us to educate our viewers a little bit about tennis.
Okay.
Or the current state of tennis. You said there are pros in the game, correct?
Yes.
Steve from Hayward wants to know, is Anna Kournikova in the game? If yes, how is she in next gen? Now, the answer to that is, Steve, Anna Kournikova shouldn't be in any tennis games anymore.
No, she's not even a pro anymore.
Yeah, she isn't.
She's not even a player anymore. But the good
who
news
is in the game?
Andy Roddick. No, I'm kidding. It's Maria Sharapova. She's in the game, and I can personally attest, having stared at the screen for 30 minutes at a time and not even playing, that she looks great.
And she's actually good at tennis.
Oh, she's great.
She's actually.
She's won a major.
She's very good.
Yeah, she's
Venus
great.
Williams is also in the game.
Venus Williams.
Andy Roddick, you said Roger Federer.
Yep, all the big guys. Leighton Hewitt, he's in there. Yeah, it's a good lineup of pros, and yeah, it's just a solid lineup all the way around.
Cool. Well, we have to move on.
I hate that.
Do you have more on the game on the site that people can check out?
Absolutely. We had a preview that went up last week that talked about some of the career mode things, including all the little mini games you used to train. We're going to be doing some multiplayer soon once we get a second copy, so check that out. We'll have that up as soon as we can.
Great. Well, thank you, Brian.
My pleasure.
Always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Actually, right now, Ryan Davis and Carrie Gooskos are standing by patiently to play some Darwinia and talk about the Independent Games Festival, right?
Thank you, Rich. Thank you, Brian. Right now, I'm here with features editor Carrie Gooskos. Carrie, how you doing?
Fine, thanks.
And Carrie, you've come by to show us Darwinia.
I am. I'm showing you Darwinia.
Now tell us about Darwinia. Looks like, first off, we're looking at this game. The most immediate thing that comes to my mind is this game looks totally bazookas.
It does look totally bazookas.
What's going on? You're like you're shooting triangles. You're little like Robotron men or something.
Yeah, no, it's like this sort of mix of like 3D and 2D graphics. You know, I'm not like a big graphics hound, but definitely very interesting presentation. So
this game has like one of the most unique and interesting visual styles I've seen.
Oh, I would say absolutely.
And it also has sort of a bizarre. It is a real-time strategy game, but it's also kind of it forgoes a lot of conventions.
Yeah, well, it's got some puzzles in here and stuff. There's a lot of really cool stuff. It's not like, it's definitely not a conventional real-time strategy game. Got to sort of figure stuff out. And, the way that it works is you're actually like inside this computer mainframe, and you're helping out this guy who has sort of observing this little race of people called Darwinia. And as would happen with any race of people, is that there is some evil race that's trying to kill them out for no good reason. And those are the red Darwinia.
So these are the red triangle snakes. Those are the bad ones.
Well, they're like, I don't know if they're actually, because the red Darwinia they look like the regular Darwinia. They're little like red men, and
okay.
the Darwinia are little green men. So what you're doing is you've gone into this computer mainframe to help this guy out and help create a way to help the Darwinians and save them and return peace and order back to this computer.
Very altruistic of you.
Oh yeah,
So it's kind of it's a bizarre mix of an action and real-time strategy game. It's got this bizarre look to it. Now, viewers at home, they may be wondering if they've been observant why we're showing off this game, which came out in the U.S. Last year and in the UK well before that. The answer, IGF.
The answer is IGF. The Independent Games Festival is coming up. Now that's an annual conference that's held at Game Developer Conference every year since 1999. And what they do is, it's kind of like inspired by Sundance. What they do is they sort of, want to honor the games that have been made by companies that have not had, a big publisher backing them. They even honor games made by students or, in college or even in high school. And they honor mods and stuff like that. So there's sort of this sort of indie, like Sundance, sort of indie thing for games. So you can take a look at games that, sort of came out. And like past winners have been games like Alien Hominid, which, went on to become a console game after it was on Newgrounds.
Right.
Yo-Ho-Ho Puzzle Pirates.
In addition to Darwinia, which we're looking at right now, I've actually had a chance to play a few of the other nominees.
Sure.
Tommy and the Magical Words.
Tommy Magical Words. It's like Scrabble.
It's like Scrabble, but an adventure.
Yeah, you kind of like make little Tommy go across a bunch of islands and stuff.
And then the follow-up to Alien Hominid, Dad and Me, from Tom Fulp and Dan Paladin, two of the guys responsible for Alien Hominid.
Absolutely hysterical game.
Terrible, brutal, evil, violent beat-em-up, which is a lot of fun.
Yeah, where you play the bully this time instead
right.
of the. I think it was probably inspired by one of their first efforts at Pico. That game Pico.
No more underdogs for them. You are the bad guy. And then there's also a bunch of games that I haven't had a chance to play yet, but...
I've played them all.
Okay, well, I'm going to say my top 3 favorite names for these crazy games. Crazy Ball.
Crazy Ball, interesting game, kind of like Marble Madness, Crystal Quest, that kind of thing.
Dodge That Anvil, just because I assume the name says it all.
Dodge That Anvil, exactly.
And then Professor Fizzwizzle.
That game...
Professor Fizzwizzle.
Kind of like a Chips Challenge game, except for that you have like a side view instead of a top-down view like Chips Challenge. And actually, if you want to tell people how they can check it out,
people can play these games.
People
if you've
can
been
play
looking
these
at
games.
Darwinia and this looks cool to you, we have a place for you to go. Show them.
This may look familiar. This is called GameSpot.com.
I've heard of it.
And if you go down here, all the way down to where it says Feature Stories, where you catch up on all the latest feature stuff, we have this Independent Games Festival link right here. And this is the Independent Games Festival page. Now, every year, the IGF, they have, I think, 7 awards they give out. These are the awards listed over here, 6 of them, at least. The one award that's not here is the audience voted prize, which you can do. You can click on main competition and you can vote for the audience award as long as you vote before GDC, which is March 22nd, I think.
Right.
And what you can do is you can just play every single one of these games. Like Tommy and the Magical Words right there. You've got Darwinia. Dodge That Anvil. We don't have Braid. I don't know why. That's unfortunate. And a bunch of different games. Here's Dad and Me. They'll take you over to Newgrounds. You can check it out. Rumblebox is a very interesting looking game. It's this really sort of cool game where you punch all these guys and you build up their dead bodies to get out of a box.
That sounds morbid.
It's fantastic. It's cool looking, just sort of like Darwinia. And yeah, so you can play all of these games and then you can vote. And you can also check out you can't vote for them, but you can check out the modding competition games and the student showcase games as well.
Very cool stuff. So you can find this on the homepage of GameSpot, or alternately, if that's too hard for you, you can't find it, it goes away, whatever, GameSpot.com/IGF. GameSpot.com/IGF. Take you to the Independent Games Festival page. You can download almost all of the games that are up, that are nominated, and see for yourself which one you like, and then vote for them and see what happens. Carrie, I want to thank you very much for coming by and giving us a scoop on all this. And also, I wanted to before you go though, last weekend we finally gave people what they wanted and showed them the NES flashback feature.
NES flashback feature. Look, I'm broken here.
Now, on last week's show, we gave people a little taste of what the feature was all about.
Yeah.
Now the feature's out this week. We're giving you a little more.
A little more.
We're giving you a little more.
That's a 45-minute video feature.
It's huge. If you haven't seen it yet,
Tim Tracy is I've been voting him for Man of the Year actually. So yeah, go check it out. Definitely, it's on the features page. It is long, epic, 45-minute video, and we only talk about the top 10 games listed in there, the ones that we voted for the top 10.
Right.
But we also have a lot of fond memories about blowing in the cartridges and all those sort of things. The Power Glove, and everyone gets rude about my Power Glove.
Your Power Glove is so dirty.
Well, I left it at G4 for 3 months. I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
So if you haven't already checked out our NES flashback feature and you need more convincing, check out this clip right here.
River City Ransom is one of the weirdest games ever, probably because it was one of the first games you could buy sushi on.
River City Ransom is all about eating food and getting the dragon kick.
It was this huge, like, crazy fighting game RPG.
River City Ransom was the game that Double Dragon probably should have been at home.
You basically had this kind of side-scrolling beat-em-up action of Double Dragon, but you also had this really weird sort of RPG layer
It just felt so crazy because you were always going to shops and buying stuff.
It's such a great, crazy mishmash of things. The idea that you can build up your character, but it's still just a total beat 'em up, and then you hit the dude and he says barf.
And you beat people up and take their money and then go buy sushi, which made you tougher, which was really cool.
It's like they had the 2-player stuff in there, and it was still like a really satisfying beat 'em up.
A lot of us got into that, but it was just really memorable just for a lot of the fighting action. You know, you had you would go into Stickville or the frat guy's turf or whatever, and they would speak complete gibberish when you would throw garbage cans or baseballs at them.
There's never been anything like that again, really. At least not that was nearly so much fun.
It's fun. It's crazy. It's one of those beat 'em ups that actually stands up well to the test of time, just because it has so many layers.
This is a spoiler for all you people playing River City Ransom, but you fight like the Lee brothers or something like that. I forget what they're called, but they're like the brothers Lee. They're these like school toughs. They're some of the toughest kids in school, and it busts out with the Double Dragon theme music when you fight them, and I almost lost it when I heard that because they threw in the Double Dragon reference right near the end, and it was just totally amazing.
And we are back. Hello, Jeff Gerstmann.
I am back.
You are back.
Yeah.
You've been hanging out in the chat room. How's it going over there?
It's going crazy over there.
Yeah?
I was over there long enough. I walked back over to my office. Someone said, hey, sexy shorts.
Nice.
Got up, walked back over here, watched Brian talk about tennis. So it's going well.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
You before we move on and let you play one more level of Burnout Revenge, we are taking questions all the time. Ken from St. John's, Michigan.
Hello, Ken.
He wants to say, what an excellent job with the flashback feature. Congratulations to you and all the editors and everyone who contributed. And we need to see more like that. Thanks. So, Ken, are we done making flashback features? Are we
how many game systems have come out in the history of ever?
3, I think.
So there's at least one more in the works. Yeah.
All right, cool. If you have any last questions about Burnout Revenge, send in your questions now. I will get to them. I'll try to.
Yeah.
Man, opening up the questions to everyone.
Chaos.
Flooding us.
Chaos, my friend.
And by the way, if you think you are clever and pretending you're from Alabama and giving us a fake name, your info is automatically pulled when you submit a question.
Yeah.
So we know you're in Studio City.
Fool.
Play some Burnout.
All right. So this is a race on Lone Peak, I believe.
Sure.
And this is another one of the race courses. So this one is not the road rage event where you're trying to take people out. Here you're just trying to finish first. And maybe wreck a couple of people along the way.
I like this track.
This is one of my more favorite tracks. Really good smoke effects coming off the stuff, and you're racing in the dirt, and you see dirt kind of coming off the tires, and that's pretty cool.
Don't
too.
go into the red X's.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Cole from Jordan, Minnesota. How many players can play online?
6.
6?
6 players at once. Yeah.
Cool.
Which is the same as the other versions of the game.
Got you.
Little after-touch takedown there.
Oh, nicely done. So when can we expect to know more about this game?
About Burnout?
Yeah.
We'll have a full review next week. The game's due out next week, so just got to put it through its paces and get online, mess with some of that stuff, and go through the whole review routine, and we'll let you know next week.
Cool. Everyone is very much just asking you to compare it to the old Burnout and the. Here's a good question.
All
right. Jay Reyes from Dallas, Texas.
Jay,
this is a good question, Jay. Any notable features or modes missing from the Xbox 3 version, like they did with Madden?
It's pretty much just the golf swing from the crash mode,
and that can almost be considered like an improvement.
Yeah, you could see that as an improvement. Yeah. But I was kind of into the golf swing mechanic when I first started playing. But now that I've played a whole lot of it, I totally understand and respect why it would be gone. So yeah, who could tell?
Cool. Well, you keep racing.
Yeah, we're racing it up. So yeah, but in terms of like comparing it to other versions, yeah, like I said, it's basically what you would expect from a more powerful system. Porting a game up to take advantage of that more powerful system. Probably not as powerful as it would be if they had programmed it for the 360 from the ground up. But what do you expect?
Right. Cool. Well, shall we give away some copies of Auto Assault?
Dude, totally.
All right. So this is for paid subscribers only. Unfortunately, sorry.
All right.
Everyone gets to answer the
total
questions.
Access
but,
and plus.
Total Access and Plus. You can win a copy of Auto Assault Beta. We'll mail it to you tomorrow.
I really want to ask like a Mad Max question almost for this. Is that okay? Do you think?
Sure.
Or
Yeah.
Is that or because?
I mean, I have the answer to the question in mind, but I can't think of a way to work the person into a question.
Okay. So I will ask the question.
All right.
We need a Mad Max question. Oh man! All right, here it is. Let's tie it all together.
All right.
Okay, we're going Beyond Thunderdome.
You've got that right.
All right, we're going to Beyond Thunderdome.
I'm always Beyond Thunderdome.
That's the third Mad Max movie. What is the name of the character in Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome that shares the name with an NES game?
Oh man,
is that a good question or what? Tied the
is
flashback.
River City Ransom.
It is River City Ransom.
Oh, sorry,
so
I gave it away.
if you're a paid subscriber using the form you see on the page that you send in questions with, tell us the answer to that question. Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. There's a character. Or
shares the name.
one could almost say pair of characters.
Whoa.
That share the name of a NES game.
Dude, I don't even know this.
You don't know it?
I feel like an idiot.
Do you really
I
don't
feel
know
like
it?
a total idiot. I totally don't know it.
It's a hard game. It's a very hard game.
Okay.
And it's a really good game.
Tecmo Bowl.
Yes, it's Tecmo Bowl.
I gave it away again. Sorry, I got to stop doing
that.
that.
Yeah, it is Tecmo City Ransom.
Yeah.
But also one last thing we have to plug is that we do know a lot of our viewers out there like watching programs on and on a screen because they're watching this right now.
They are watching this right now.
They're watching this right now. Yeah. A lot of people might actually watch stuff on television though.
We're on television in some form.
Yeah, kind of. But actually, like the cable television that your system's hooked up. Anyways, if you watch the show 24, our sister site TV.com this Monday is having a cool thing where they're firing open chat rooms for TV.com users. And if you're a GameSpot user, you already have a TV.com account. You just log right in with it.
Yeah.
You can jump into a chat room, East Coast, Central, and Pacific times. I believe.
Oh, to kind of break up the spoiler action there.
And you can talk about the show.
You can talk about the game,
you can talk about 24 the game,
You can talk about how you don't like it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, anyways. But if you like 24, the show, go to TV.com. You can find it right now, and you can come back on Monday and talk with people who like the show, chat about it live. And you can say, dude, they split it into 5 screens this time.
Dude, I heard they're going to do 6 by the end of the season.
Kiefer Sutherland hasn't looked this hard since Flatliners.
I heard next season's just going to be Flatliners.
Oh, I'd watch that.
Dude, yeah.
And also,
Flatliners is good. 24.
And also, they're gonna have prizes, secret prizes, which we're not allowed to give away. But if you want to hint, go to the page, and you'll be able to figure it out.
Are they copies of Auto Assault? Because we got copies of Auto Assault. Are their prices better than ours? Because I'll walk over there and steal them.
Okay, that's it. I think we're done here.
All right.
Yeah, but that's the site. That's the site. That's the show.
That's the site. That's the show. That's all that.
Thank you for watching.
That's all.
You listen. Next week, we have a great new page for you next week.
Yeah, we've got a great new page for you next week.
And we're going to start tweaking the show a little bit. It's going to be fun. I'm going to do the Ryan McDonald hands for that because it's worth it.
It's going to be crazy.
It deserves it.
All kinds of business. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. It's going to be awesome. You're going to love that.
But anyway, this has been a great show. Thank you very much, Jeff Gerstmann.
Anytime.
I'd like to thank Brian Eckberg for coming by. Ryan Davis did a phenomenal job as always. Ricardo Torres and Carrie Goose Coast. And that's it from all of us here at On the Spot. Thank you for watching. I have to say it again. We'll catch you next week right here on The Spot.